Life happens to you when we don't understand why things are presented at the time that we went through it. But it's happening to you because you understand why it's for you. See, when you understand why it's for you, now you get out the mindset of being a victim of what has happened to you. See, oftentimes being a victim just comes from not understanding what has took place. But it's also important to understand that what you go through, you're not going to understand at the moment in the time it was presented, because this is something new that you have to go through in order to grow through it, in order to become a better version of yourself. But being a victim is us thinking, why are we going through this problem? Why do I have to deal with this? But oftentimes you need to go through this in order to realize it didn't happen to you, it happened for you. So quit being a victim. Quit feeling sorry for yourself. Quit feeling down. Quit putting yourself in a depression because things didn't go the way that you expected. But oftentimes when they don't go expected, the best is yet to come. See, oftentimes we try to push through the pain because the pain hurts so bad. But how do you learn the lesson that you need to learn in order to heal and grow? Notice I said to heal and grow. You have to identify why being a victim even exists. Why this thought process is even in your head. It's in your head because you went through something that was so hurtful that you didn't know how to get through it. You went through something that was so painful, it destroyed your confidence. You went through something that was so traumatizing, you never forgave yourself. See, being a victim is giving you the okay to say, I've been through my struggle. I've been through the pain. I've been through the hard times. But the hard times is what made me the hard times is what made me become the person that I am today. But if you don't have hard times, how do you know that you can build confidence within yourself? What's going on, everybody? My name is Terryl with the Humphrey, and welcome to another special talk at Failure is Knowledge. And it's a talk that really speaks about growth and pain and realization that you can do anything that you put your mind to. But oftentimes it's always time that you have to go through and understand why things are presented in this way. They're presented in this way because we don't understand why they're here. Why do I need to go through this pain? You need to go through this pain because this pain is teaching you something that you never had a chance to learn and to experience yourself. Being a victim comes from the mindset of just being in so much pain. We get to blaming ourselves on a daily routine. So for the next 25 minutes, I'm going to be speaking about where being a victim comes from and how to change in order to start healing. Because if we don't change, we're gonna remain the same the rest of our lives. But remaining the same is the option. And we make that option. Now we make a decision to put forth the effort in it. Okay, it's going to be deep. Listen, it's going to be deep. So if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you leave a comment at the bottom to express how this made you feel. And if you're listening on a podcast platform and listen via audio, please like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and subscribe so you can be the first one to get an update when a new episode is dropped. I'm speaking about life. I'm speaking about growth. I'm speaking about things that can really help us take that step further. Take one step further. It's not the message. It's the messenger, because the messenger has so much experience. So now the messenger is delivering the message from his or her experience. So why can't you deliver your story, your experience from what you've been through? See, understanding that realizing what a victim is will really help us a lot, right? A victim is someone that is feeling sorry for themselves, that have put themselves in a depression, that is constantly blaming themselves for everything that has happened to them. And it's really so hard to control the thoughts that's coming to our mind, because the thoughts that's coming to our mind is so negative. It's a lot to handle within our pain. I remember this one time I was young. When I was young, I think I was like maybe 5 or 6. I believe. I can't remember the exact time frame. But when I was young, I had did something, I had gotten in trouble. So what I had did, I think I called the police on my brother. I think I called the police on my brother. My older brother was beating my tail. He was bullying me like crazy. He used to beat my tail. You feel me? So I'm like, man, I'm tired of this. So instead of standing up for myself, I called the police. So if you have siblings, you know what I mean? Like that connection was built in the house because y'all underneath the same roof. One is getting on one nerves, one is getting on the other, and then things of that nature, right? It was only three of us, three boys, but it's just the fact that I was there, but my older brother was just beating my tail. I couldn't stand up for myself for nothing. I didn't know how to fight. I didn't know how to do anything. My twin brother, he was the one that was taking up for me a lot, but I had to learn. I'm like, bump that. Okay. Last time he had whooped my tail. I picked up the phone call 911. He took the phone, hung up. He was like, and then they called back. He was like, everything's okay. So typically, when you get a 911 call and they follow with you, they hear things, and if somebody say something like that, now they gotta dive in a little bit deeper, right? So we leave. Me and my brothers leave. And police came, but we didn't know they came because we was gone. We already had left. Once we left, probably like 5-10 minutes after we was gone, the police arrived at our house, right? For some reason, some way, somehow, my mama know. My mama saw that. My mama saw all that. She pulled up at the right time, I guess. And so she called the woman that we was with because we was working with her, and she pulled up. I didn't even know she was there. She had pulled up. But when she pulled up, she was mad. Mind you, I didn't see her. How I saw her was that she came and said my name. She came and said my name. And I didn't understand what I had done. But when we got in the car, she was like, son, I'm about to whoop your tail. Mind you, she didn't say tail. You know what I mean? She didn't say tail. She was mad. She was furious. She was really angry. And the whole drive to the house, I'm nervous. I'm shaking. I'm hyperventilating. I'm doing everything, right? So we get to the house, and she tell me, go pick my branch out. We had a bush. We had a bush in front of our yard. It was like, maybe, it had some height on it. She was like, go pick your branch. I'm like, okay. So instead of getting the thick ones, I got like the little itty bitty one. I ain't think that was gonna hurt as bad. I got the itty bitty one. It was like, so this the regular size one, but I got one that was like not even like this. You know what I mean? Oh, but when I got it, I took it to her. So she got the plucking off the leaves, right? She got the plucking off the leaves. And then she proceeded to whoop my tail. When she whooped my tail, that was the worst whooping I ever got. Why was it worse? Because I had to go pick my punishment. I had to go pick my consequence. I did this, so now you go pick what you want your punishment to be. But when she told me to pick a branch, mind you, there's so many options. All the branches look alike. Either I'm gonna get a big one, a medium one, or a small one. I wanted the extra small one, okay? But the fact that she gave me the choice, she made me walk down our hill, stop at this corner, pick our branches out, make me walk back up, then go in the house and give it to her. She pulled the leaves out, and then she whooped me. But it was so painful because this is the punishment that I deserve for calling the police on my brother. Now, after the whooping, I didn't call him again. I didn't even call 911 again. I was traumatized, okay? I was traumatized from my mistakes that I've made. Why would you call the police on your brother? You know what I mean? Like, that's what happens when fear takes over, when your emotions are in control of you. Being a victim is not saying I was in the wrong. Being a victim is not saying I was right. Being a victim is actually realizing what was making me feel this type of way. Being a victim was showing me I reacted off my emotions quicker than I thought. But as soon as I reacted off my emotions, my mama made me pay for the thoughts and the reactions and me taking this step. I couldn't be mad at nobody but myself because I picked up the phone and dialed 911. Being a victim is not saying I picked up the phone because he did this to me. No. When I start to really take accountability for what I've done, being a victim was no longer in my mind no more. It taught me so much at that short span of time that one, my mama didn't play. Two, she's really mean. Why would you go make me go pick out my own punishment? Like what? Where did that come from? Three, it was a valuable lesson because I didn't do it again. See, oftentimes we have to really do the wrong in order to see why the wrong is a lesson. The wrong is reacting off our emotions quicker than we think. Now, oftentimes you're not in control of what happens. You are not in control of what happens. Majority of the time, being a victim is us blaming the next person, not us forgiving ourselves. I didn't forgive myself because I didn't know how to. I didn't know why it was important. I didn't understand that being a victim was me pointing a finger and the blame at everybody else. But what did I do? If I did nothing wrong, how can I forgive myself? So now, instead of being a victim, now you begin to heal because what has happened to you is happening for you. What does that even mean? I had to go through this phase, I had to get a butt whooping. I had to call the police. I had to get a butt whooping. I had to call the police. I had to go get the branch. I had to go pick the branch. I had to walk back up. I had to get a whooping. And I also had to learn and understand why this was bad. The police could have took us, the kids, from my mama from that one mistake. Not necessarily a mistake, from that one action. She could have lost her 3 kids because one of her sons called the police. You know what I mean? Like I didn't take that in fact. I didn't take that in consideration. Why? Because I reacted off my emotions. Being a victim leads you to react off your emotions. But as you're reacting off your emotions, that's when you're not thinking and using your logic. But it's so important to understand your punishment is teaching you a lesson. Your pain is teaching you why. Your awareness is teaching you who you are. But time is showing you why you should forgive yourself. Stop being a victim is learning how to forgive yourself. So before I dive into the learning how to forgive yourself, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like it. Make sure you leave a comment on how important it is to identify what being a victim is to yourself. In order to forgive yourself, the way I forgave myself was that I had to learn what I did. I had to learn what was my action. I had to learn and understand my actions has repercussions. My action when I called my action when I called the police had a repercussion. What was the repercussion? One was the police coming at the house. 2 was my mama getting notified saying that the police is at their house or even seeing it. 3 was her coming to pick me up. Her leaving her job to come pick me up to take me home. But once we got home, number 4, we pulled up in the house. She made me go pick my punishment out. She made me go pick out what I thought was best for me. 5, the whooping. The whooping that hurt. That hurt a lot. But it hurt a lot because it taught so much. So not only did I learn that in that span of time, but being a victim was no longer in my mind no more. Me calling the police never happened no more. Me not thinking before I acted didn't take place again. Why? Because I learned from my lesson. Oftentimes, in order to forgive yourself and not be a victim, is that we have to learn how to forgive what has happened. I didn't say learn how to forgive the circumstance or the person or something that really hurt your feelings. No. You have to learn how to forgive the situation when you begin to forgive yourself. But as you forgiving yourself, why is this important? Why do you need to forgive yourself when something bad just happened to you? Or you did an action and the repercussion was more in depth than you even thought. Or you reacted off your emotion and now your punishment is so crazy because now you have to pick it for yourself. You're picking your own punishment. Now it's even more interesting. But why is it important to forgive yourself? Why should you start right here? You should start to forgive yourself because the moment you learn why this is important, because it's coming up. The importance is coming up right now. It's important to forgive yourself because you are letting go of the weight that you've been carrying your whole entire life. The weight that you're carrying today is not built from today. Think about it. I've been 24 for 24 years. What I've been going through hasn't been developed within the last year. What I've been dealing with, what I've been experiencing, what I've been learning has came over the last 24 years. So why should I try to overcome that 1 year when my entire life has to be learned? I have to forgive what I couldn't control, even though I took action in it. Since I couldn't control it, what happened? What took place? What was my role? What went wrong? What went right? I'm not looking to blame anybody, but to get a better understanding of what happened for myself. In order to forgive, you have to dig in your past and identify everything that you're dealing with, because you have to really be comfortable speaking about the things that make you cringe a little bit. And by cringe, I'm actually saying the things that make you feel so uncomfortable to even speak about. Why? Because the more you identify where your pain is coming from, where it has been developed, how it's been developed, you will learn that it is important to forgive yourself, because you can only hold so much weight before the weight gets so heavy and it drops. What's dropping, Terryl? What's dropping is your mindset. It is your mentality. You become mentally drained for carrying so much weight from your past, but as your past is your present, it's hard to let it go because you never dealt with it. That whooping taught me so much. So much. It was painful, but I still lived. It hurt my feelings, but I still was able to see another day. It hurt my legs and my butt, but I still was able to sit down. So pain doesn't stop you from living. Our minds, our thoughts, our everything that we have in here is what's stopping us from even progressing and growing. What's in our mind is stopping us from identifying what we can become, who we can become, and why we're becoming this person. You're no longer a victim because you learn how to forgive yourself. But as you're learning how to forgive yourself, you are graceful amongst your journey. You are patient with everything that you have experienced. You are understanding because you are the person today because of what you went through. Was it hard? Yes. Was it needed? Yes. Can it be changed? No. And it can't be changed because you just can't go back in history and change what has already happened to you. I can't go back in history and change that butt whooping. As much as I wanted to, I cannot change it because it has already happened. Now I have two choices. Either I can forgive myself for what has happened, or I can hold on to this pain as I'm growing and learning and developing more. And what this pain is doing, it's making me bitter, it's making me sad, it's making me depressed. So you have two options. Forgive yourself, learn to forgive yourself, and or become bitter, angry, or depressed. Life is all about making a choice. What choice are you going to make that will help you feel better today? But see, in order to feel better, you can't be a victim and learn to forgive yourself. You can't be a victim and still feel bad. I'm sorry, correction. You can't be a victim, but don't put the work in to start healing. You can't be a victim and don't put the work in to learn how to forgive yourself. You can't be a victim and just hoping that time would just heal you. You have to be intentional. You have to do things with a purpose in order to not be a victim, in order to forgive yourself. Intentionality is key because you're doing things with a sense of urgency. You're doing things with a sense of purpose. You're doing things with a sense of intention. Why? Because you are intentional of forgiving yourself for your past. Why? Because as you're forgiving yourself for your past, now you're able to help any and everybody that has experienced what you have went through. But in order to do that, you have to start with yourself in order to learn why this is important. I needed to get that butt whooping to learn that I'm going to be okay when hard times come. I'm going to be okay when things doesn't go my way. I'm going to be okay when I make the wrong decision and things go terribly wrong. And now I have to learn from my mistakes in order to be okay. But I'm going to be okay. You live to see another day because you are working on yourself and understanding of why forgiving yourself is beginning phase of healing and changing how to become a victim and changing from being a victim. But as you're changing how to be from being a victim to healing to forgiving yourself, your growth will be so special. It will be so unique. It will be so profound that you will be proud of the person that you had developed into today. So life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. But as it's happening for you, are you catching the lessons that's presented that day? Are you catching the lessons that's presented that day? If the answer is yes, you're on your way to growth and something special that you don't even know can even be existing. Make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe it. Man, listen. I'll see y'all next time. I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you click this video right here to catch the updated video about growth. See y'all next time.